Good evening, everyone. I am Priya would like to welcome you all to today's webinar on emotional well-being, hosted by National Service Scheme Shivaji College. We at Shivaji College, a premier institute of University of Delhi, accredited with Grade A by NAC, believes in selfless community service and making a significant contribution to the society. In NSS, students and faculty work together to lend a helping hand to the community. The motto of NSS, not me, but you, reflects the essence of democratic living and uphold the needs for selfless service. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. Participants are required to keep their audio and video off throughout the event so to avoid streaming errors. If you have any questions, you can post them in the chat box that will be taken at the end of the session. Kindly fill the feedback form that will be circulated at the end in the chat box. We request your cooperation in conducting this virtual event smoothly. I would like to welcome our speaker, Ms. Vanya Arora, with a virtual bouquet as a token of gratitude.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I now invite Harmanpreet Ma'am, the faculty member of NSS Shivaji College, to address the gathering.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here, our esteemed speaker, fellow faculty members, and dear students. On behalf of NSS Shivaji College, I'm pleased to welcome you all to today's webinar on emotional well-being. And we are honored to have amongst us Ms. Arora. We welcome you, ma'am. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to enlighten our audience on this much needed topic. As we are aware that emotions are one of the aspects of person's health that often get neglected. How we feel affect our ability to carry out our everyday activities, our relationships, our mental health. Are we feeling happy, satisfied, unhappy, stressed? If our emotional health is suffering, our physical health will suffer too. So what is my understanding of emotional wellness is the ability to successfully handle the stresses, adapt to the change, to the difficult times. I would call it a resilience. So for that purpose, I think we need to practice mindfulness, that is being completely aware of what's happening in and around us in the present situation. It means I should say that it means we should not live our life on autopilot mode. We need to make conscious efforts to do something nice for ourselves every day and stick to it. That is my understanding of emotional wellness. And I'm sure that this particular session is going to be really informative and enlightening for us as well as our students. So we are looking forward to your talk, ma'am. We welcome you once again.
Thank you. And you're 100% right. Actually, emotion plays a major role in our life. Or in our words, we say, emotions are the primary food for the soul. If you're not fulfilled with your primary source, you'll be actually stressing yourself every now and then with the secondary food, with the relationship, with the career, with the finances, with everything. And yes, awareness is the key. I would like to share my slides.
Ma'am, just before beginning your session, Priya would like to just give you a brief introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start after that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, for the thoughtful words. I would take the honor in introducing our speaker for the day, Ms. Vanya Arora. Ms. Vanya has authored Be Magical You. She is a certified life and wellness consultant, nutrition psychologist, macrobiotics consultant, corporate trainer, international speaker, and energy medicine practitioner, creating a vision of spreading more consciousness in the lives of people she works with. In 9 years, she has explored much in the field of quantum physics and many other modalities, which cover all aspects of mind, body, brain, heart, and energies. With this, she has become an expert in the field of training and coaching. She facilitates private sessions, group classes, workshops, trainings, and seminars for people across all age groups. Her training and sessions are based on honesty, clarity, compassion, and love. Without any further delay, I will hand over the session to Vanya ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, you can share your screen now.
Yeah, I'm doing that. So we are going to talk on emotional well-being, which we have already discussed. Is it's your primary food for the soul. So um, every single person is going through some or the other emotional turmoil. So we live in a world where our life is revolved around emotions, like various kind of emotions, some positive emotions, some negative emotions. So we seem to live in a day and age where our moods and emotions are front and center in terms of how they impact us and how we manage them. Like hamari life, or like the way we live in our life, everything is dependent, like how the other persons behave, how we live, how we survive, how our relationship works, how our career is actually giving us fruits, or whatever we are doing in life is actually playing with our emotions. And our inner world, I always say this, our outer world is just a mirror reflection of your inner world. If you're not emotionally sorted, what will you create? The image, mirror image, will be distracted only. So our inner emotional world in so many ways directs the course of our life and colors our experience in a big way. If you're feeling emotionally happy, joyful, content, satisfied, gratified, you'll create a happy life. If you're not emotionally sorted, you'll create a distracted life. So we live in the time where there are tremendous amount of drug prescribed these days. Like I work with people every day. Many people in medical terms, they say you can actually start having this particular pill. This will actually enhance or increase your happiness hormone in your body. So for every emotional disbalance we have, there is a drug prescribed. So why we need that external source, that drug? So because we are not able to manage our emotions well. So this is a strong indicator that we need to pay attention here in a much deeper and perhaps more thoughtful way. So let's dive into this topic with an open mind and with fresh eyes. Let's dive into this topic in a way where we can better our life and well-being, right? So our ever-changing moods and emotions are a powerful challenge for this day and age. Every single person is going through some kind of stress, anxiety, depression, or the major emotion or mood is boredom. Human as a person, as an individual, they bored quickly, and that creates a lot of emotional turmoil. If you're not having your purpose, if you're not having your passion in life, you'll get bored because you don't have anything to focus on. Your mood swings, you don't have that stability within. People these days are not comfortable with self. That creates a lot of emotional turmoil within them. So what we need to know is, we have to know ourselves, we have to know our emotions, and we have to work with them nicely. So our challenge around mood and emotion, what they demand from us, is knowing self, knowing the world around, knowing your community, your relationship, your purpose, spirituality, whatever universe is trying to communicate every now and then through your emotions, your life relationships, your food cravings, your accidents, and everything, whatever is happening in your life is actually there to teach you something in life. So everything, whatever is happening with you, is here to teach you. We just have to dive deeper. How we can do that? First and foremost, mood issues are not something to get rid of. I never say people, oh, you're feeling angry, just pour out your anger. Oh, you're sad, oh, just cry on and just you'll be done with it. I never say. I always tell people your inner world is your, like, whatever is happening in your life is actually teaching you something. You just have to be awake, present, listen. You have to be curiosity. You have to have that curiosity to see things from a different angle, from a different lens, from a different perspective. Make connection, make connection with self, with your emotions, and know ourselves. That is the major basic criteria to actually have the wellness, well-being of yourself. So the way you learn to manage your emotions and moods, your changing emotion in moods, how it helps your personal evolution. You grow as a human being, you grow as a spiritual person. You actually uh, it's like you're going on a journey with a lot of speed breakers. The more you balance and know your emotion, the more your journey will be smoother. So you have to speak to yourself, you have to know your soul, your being. That is why I wrote first book, Be Magical You. It's all about knowing yourself. If you don't know yourself, you just can't heal anything, right? I would not say heal because we're not broken, we don't need to heal. We just have to know ourselves and make a better change in order to have a better life. So the basics of life, or I would say the yoga of life, how you should live your life, is harnessing the mind and mastering emotions. You have to harness your mind. You know, your mind is the most potent element you have. That is your energy field. It's the most potent thing we have in our life. And over that, if you master your emotions, you'll never be dominated by your thoughts. You'll never feel terrorist. You never feel any terror, because you know your thoughts created, all the thoughts created in your mind creates a lot of fear, panic, anxiety within. So, and we feel a victim like of our moods and emotions. The day you master your emotions, the day you actually harness the power of your mind, you'll never feel a victim. You have more tools to actually lead a happy and healthy life. So here I invite you all to actually welcome this, welcome the lessons you are going to learn in this our session, and actually empower yourself to deal with your emotions and be open to learn from them. You know, everything we are having in our life is there to teach us. Even if you're heartbroken, if you're sad, if you're hurt, if you're financially broken, every moment in our life is here to actually take you to the next level. But the moment you actually feel that completely, either it will teach you a lesson, or what it can do, what worse it can do, it will it will keep you stuck in that particular moment. Till then, until you learn your lesson, until you learn your lesson, you'll feel stuck. You have to ultimately learn your lesson with every incident or with every emotion. From every emotion, you just need to learn, open yourself and learn. Like a man said, your actually emotional health actually affects your biological health. Like we build our emotional metabolism, sorry, biological metabolism, we have our emotional metabolism. Like initial age, we say, now I don't have the capacity to deal with things, but with age, we say, I have a lot of experience in my life, and now I can handle my emotions. So this is what we call emotional metabolism. Our emotional metabolism is a sum total of all our emotional experience in life. So you know what all emotional experience you're having in the now, in this moment, in this year, it will actually help you to lead a better life in future. So nothing ever comes to you for no reason. Everything comes to you for a reason. You just have to be present and learn your lessons. It's a way we are designed to regulate our emotional experience, process it, manage it, and benefit from it, and generate a healthy, working, emotional ecosystem. All our emotions are here for a reason. Like I'm saying every time, they have a purpose. They might need more of our attention or less of our attention. They might need to be gently and deeply explored, or they might need to be downsized sized and give less importance. And any combination in between. You just have to know yourself. You know, every individual is different. You can't follow a universal structure because there is nothing called universal structure. Your emotions are your way to deal, your to actually your blueprint for life. How you will create your life depends on how you handle your emotions. The upside of a healthy emotional metabolism, why we need emotional well-being, what's the purpose of that? It will actually give you greater ability to focus on your energies. It will give you greater ability to enjoy your life. It will help you to create what you want in your life. It actually helps. The more you will settle and emotionally strong, the more you can help others, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to have emotional strength within in order to help others. It will give you more richness and more depth of life, less pain and suffering, and greater health. Because again, the primary food for our soul is our emotions. Then it comes to secondary food that is we have on our plate. So our emotional environment plays a major role. We live in a time of a certain kind of collective emotional challenges, chaos, change, struggle. Like we all know, 2020 was a full of chaos because of the COVID 2019. Everyone was going through some or the other challenges. We cannot fully understand our personal emotional world until we fully grasp the larger emotional surroundings in which we live. You know, there's nothing universal. There is no universal definition of any emotion. We feel the way we want to feel, or we have learned the way we have to feel. There is nothing called there is no definition of anxiety, universal definition of anxiety, sadness, hurt, boredom, love, happiness, joy. We are creating our own joys, we are creating our own happiness, we are creating our own sadness. Like for someone, losing a loved one is actually sadness, and for someone it's an opportunity to grow. It's again depends how you perceive things. We cannot fully understand our personal emotional world until and unless we know ourselves, how we take things, how we perceive things. For someone, one financial loss is nothing, and for someone 10 rupee loss could be a world for them. So it's you, how you see things and how you perceive things. In other words, our larger emotional environment can dramatically inform what feels to be like our personal emotion. Some people are so emotional they just can't see anyone in pain, and some people are so strong they see the other person in pain, help them to overcome it, and actually move forward with them. So you have to actually build your emotional metabolism. We regulate each other's biological and emotional metabolism. If you're happy, you'll spread happiness. If you're sad, you'll spread sadness only. You can't give what you don't have. So you have to build yourself up in order to help others. So our environment regulates our biological and emotional metabolism. So we have to create an environment where actually we can help everyone around. So what all emotional stresses we have around money? It's the major stress of our age. Collective stress around security, safety, and violence. We all are looking for our security and safety, especially after this COVID. Everyone is so scared of going out, touching things, meeting people, because they are feeling insecure and unsafe. It's a emotional stress, right? So planetary pain, war, inequality, the collective trauma of our history, fear around health and well-being, anxiety around weight, body image, lovability. Is the major anxiety most people have in this era, weight and body image. The war as it portrayed in the news seemed to be on red alert. Like we are seeing news every day now. It's creating a lot of fear. Again, emotional environment. No wonder we can be moody, anxious, fearful, depressed after seeing all the news we are seeing. Once you go out, you see people are talking about a lot of like this number of cases, this particular virus, that particular virus. So it's emotional environment. It's creating a lot of stress for each and everyone. So how we can actually overcome? We can give them excessive importance and attention and get stressed, or we can simply ignore them and marginalize them. What we can do? We can simply ignore, because that is not serving us. That is not for us. What is happening in the world is not for us. So we can simply see it and just ignore it. We can judge them in others, or we can actually see them in us and improve ourselves. We can have sexiest attitude around emotions and mood both ways. We can have that chill zone, right? Oh, that is happening. What I need to learn from it, I'll work on myself and then move on. We can fail to notice them because we are moving too fast. That is the biggest obstacle we all are having. We are moving too fast in life. That is the first lesson I always want people to just slow down. And 2020 has taught us this: slow down in life. You really need to slow down because you're not reaching anywhere. You are, anyways, losing yourself. We can over medicate them and under listen to them. That is not a good approach, though. I never recommend anyone to under listen, because that will pop up every now and then until you listen your lesson. We forget to hear how the heart is often crying out via our mood and emotion. Your mood and emotion is just a way your heart or your soul tries to communicate. You should never ignore that. So there's some like a different perspective. Like I always say, your biological health is totally dependent on your emotional health. The physical health is totally dependent on your emotional health, and emotional health is dependent on your mental health. So mood, emotion, feelings are psychophysiologic phenomenon. How you think, how you feel creates a lot of physical imbalances or balances in your body. They Meaning they exist in the realm of psyche and manifest in the realm of biology. What all thoughts, our brain only knows chemical. Brain is just a chemical factory. What all thoughts we have, brain releases a certain chemical. So how you think, how you feel, brain will release a certain emotional chemical, and that is how it actually regulates our body, regulates our biological system. So what actually moods, emotions, and feelings are? They are like timeless. The human. It actually, emotion makes you human. Emotions make you beautiful. Emotions are timeless. Have you ever seen any animal feeling any emotion? No, never. Because this is what makes us human. Emotions are the most beautiful thing if we feel it right. If I the intellectual mind, actually it makes you a more kind and a compassionate person, are based on soul. Do not require a apology. If you're feeling your emotion, you don't need to apologize. You are allowed to feel your emotions. That makes you a human. A measurement of our depth. A practical and a more business oriented person, or you'll say a more logical person, will never show their emotion because they don't even know the depth. They live in a superficial world. Actually, your emotional standards and emotional metabolism actually tells your character, like how you can handle the world and how you can handle your world, right? So major challenges, I'll discuss few challenges we face. Humans are often afraid of their emotions because this is what we have learned in our life. Being emotional is your weakness, but trust me, that is not. Women are often uncomfortable with their own emotions. They often know to suppress. They often know how to suppress the emotion because this is what they have learned in life. But trust me, suppression is just like a poison. You're drinking poison. Humans are often ashamed of their emotion. Humans are often taught to hide their emotion. We are often taught that certain emotions are good and others are bad. Different people judge different emotions. Emotions are often difficult to navigate. There's nothing called good or bad emotion. This is what you feel. If I never actually uh, say people to think only positive, don't think negative. I always emphasize on the thing. Feel the way you're feeling, either positive or negative, whatever it may be, but you should deal with it and come out of it as soon as you can. That is the biggest challenge we have. You should not suppress your emotion. You should not hide your emotion. You should not judge your emotion. The more you judge, the more you actually separate yourself from your emotions. If you're sad for some reason, acknowledge that and see why you're feeling sad. What makes you feel sad? What you can learn from it, what you can gain from it, and how you can change it. You just have to sit with yourself and just talk with self and overcome it. Even though we might see certain emotion as really good, such as love, for example, we might still deny it, suppress it, or have an immune response to it because there are a lot of point of views around love as well, because thanks to Bollywood, we are living in an illusionary world. We actually don't know what love is. It A part of us is afraid of it, and often for good reason, because we don't want to hurt ourselves. We are not expressing our love. Love is not that romantic love. Love is self-love. We don't even know that. We are not even aware of that self-love. Something called self-love exists in our life. We only know love that comes from Bollywood, but that is not love. If you are actually giving a gentle, warm hug to your mom, that is a sign of love. If you are sitting with your parents and talking to them, it's love. If you're going to your teacher and your mentor and asking for help, it's your love because you trust them. You can ask them. Love is not just a romantic love. Love is what you are actually giving to self and honoring your feelings and emotions and actually honoring yourself by sharing it with others. We don't usually realize when we are actively and unconsciously resisting an emotional experience that we say we want. If you want something, you should say it. But the thing is, we are trained in a way that we just can't express our emotions. Our own emotions are often hard or challenging to deal with. It takes work, education, experience, effort, risk, and consciousness. The main key is consciousness. Are you conscious of your emotions? Are you aware of your emotions? Most of the times, we are not even aware what we are feeling. We are only reacting. But that is not the right approach. If you're not aware of your emotion, how can you deal with it? We are generally not taught from the young age how to manage and regulate our emotion in an empowering and healthy way. We will tend to model after our early environment, especially parents, when it comes to how we do emotional regulation. We learn most of our life, like first 7 years, most of the things we learn from our parents. This is what we have learned. We should not express our emotions. We should not say it. It makes you weak. But the fact is, there is nothing called weakness or strength. If you know yourself, if you are good enough, you can actually express your emotions. This is what all you need is consciousness, self-awareness, and the self-love. You know, we will tend to learn to use various tools in our early environment to regulate our emotional experience, like food, alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, media of all kind, and whatever helps us to escape. These all are the escape mechanism we are using in order to suppress our emotions. Because if you see in the childhood, in this current age, what I am seeing is when a child is asking for time, what people tell, go and watch television, go and watch YouTube. That is where we are learning to escape from our emotions. We are not seeing ourselves, we are not embracing our emotions. This is what I actually tell people, the youth, the adults, whatever, whoever comes. I always recommend the best thing you can actually give yourself is your own time. If you're feeling something, sit with yourself. Journaling is the best thing you can do. Take a paper, take a pen, write your emotions, express first to yourself. Are you comfortable expressing your emotion with yourself? If you're not comfortable, how can you expect someone else to be comfortable by sharing your emotions with themselves? So you have to have comfort with yourself first. With that said, there may be a genetic or karmic component of who we are as emotional being and how we tend to believe about and regulate our emotion. This is what I said. You have to be comfortable with your own emotions first. The bottom line is we each have a unique journey with our emotional world, and no other person can help you with it until you help yourself. That is the key to life. In order to actually create the life you would love to live, is when you know yourself and actually take good care of yourself. This is the reason I wrote my first book, Be Magical You. Unleash your magical power. Your inner power is your own thoughts and how you regulate and actually how you deal with your thoughts and deal with your feelings. Even though emotions are created from within our emotional body, some amount of our emotions can be environmentally. We have discussed few environmental emotions, chemically, like what all we eat, how we use all the chemical laden beauty products, medicines, antibiotics. These all are chemical emotional imbalance, and nutritionally driven, meaning poor quality of diet can impact our emotions. If you're not having enough minerals and vitamins and carbs and fats and everything we need in our body, will have emotional turbulence because our body is seeking for help. Our body is asking for help. Macronutrient balance can impact our emotion. You know, if you're not giving proper nutrition to your body will crave for things, and we actually label it with emotional turbulence. But that is not something our body is asking us. Our body is asking for the primary food. Meal timings can impact emotion because meal timing impacts our liver health, and liver is all about aggression, irritation, frustration. Light quality and exposure can impact emotion. How you stay, your environment, gut microbiome health can impact your emotion. All the fast food and the junk food we are eating actually affects our emotional health because that junk food or the fast food makes ourselves so dry. That is why we are so disconnected with ourselves. Prescription drugs can prescription drug use can impact emotions. The people around us can impact emotion, and there are many things which affects our emotion. What we have to do is, I'm not saying you should exclude everything in life. You should include everything with awareness. You should know, you should have that approach. You are choosing for yourself, nothing is controlling you in life. The food you're choosing is because your body desire to have that, not because social media wants you to have that or your friends want you to have that. Choose the food you want to have, you want to put in your body. So chemicalization of emotion. What the chemicalization of emotion mean for an average person? If you have some uncomfortable feeling, we have a drug for that. If you have a feeling that people around you don't quite like, we have a drug for that. We call it depression. If you have too much stress or anxiety, we have a drug for that. If you have depression, it's just a chemical imbalance. If you are having feelings, well, it's just that time of month. And if we haven't yet created a drug for your unwanted feeling or personal challenge, don't worry, we are working on it. This is how our chemical world function. This is why I'm saying the chemical emotional stress. We are so dependent on the drugs are available outside in the market. We are not even dealing with our emotions. If you are feeling anxious, you are actually calling your doctor. Please suggest me something because I have this anxiety. If you're feeling stress, if you have mood swings, they'll say, you know what, you're going into depression. Start having sleeping pills so you can have that peaceful sleep. People are not telling you to actually work on the root. What they are saying, deal with the cause. Take a pill and relax. But every emotion you're feeling is asking your attention. We should understand that mood and emotion can be generated by and deeply impacted by. This is what all I have shared. It's in a crux: diet, drugs, environment, sleep, light, nature, and just about everything in the world we live in. Everything is actually impacting you. How you are taking things and how you are dealing with things actually creates a lot of difference in life. We all are going through a lot of emotional turmoil. We all are following, thanks to the today's world is fast pacing world. We're traveling, we are eating everything we are actually seeing around. All the diets we're following, it's actually controlling us. One way or the other, everything is controlling us. The environment controls us. If I am with people who are eating junk food, they say, why you can't have it? Why too much health conscious? Why this or why that? But it's my choice, it's my life. I have to choose things for me. I can't actually get influenced, right? But majorly what we do, we eat things like that and then actually complain about our health issues or our destiny or our luck or time or whatever. But we are not seeing whatever is creating problem is our choice. On the first place, that is our choice. We are making different and wrong choices. We are not sleeping on time because we have to chat. And then we complain, oh, I am not feeling that energetic. I need some energy drink. But if you actually honor your body and you sleep on time and you wake up on time as per nature demands, you'll never feel less energy. You'll never feel that lethargy. You'll never feel that anxiety. Why we are feeling? Because we are not following nature's law. We have that friction with nature. When every time you actually challenge nature, nature will bounce back and nature will actually give you the challenges we are facing because we are not following the nature. We are getting up in the noon time. Everything is disturbed and we are blaming the environment because of the COVID. Our timings are wrong because of the friends. You can be the change who can actually help others to change. If you start sleeping on time, despite the fact people will actually make a joke on you or your friends will call you stupid or whatever. If you start following your life, your body and your routine, maybe someone will learn from you. You can be that uh, I'm missing that word. You can be that agent of change, right? But what we are doing is we are actually living for people. We are not living for ourselves. That is creating a lot of emotional turbulence within us. So our important goal here is to welcome your moods and emotions. Stop seeing your emotion and moods as mere chemistry, not less than or more. Stop apologizing so much for having a mood or emotion. Like, if I want to sleep, I am sleeping because I want to sleep. Stop saying sorry. Take responsibility for being a human who feels. That is your right to feel, right? Be willing to let certain moods and emotion move on. Be willing to see the emotional impact you have on those around you, both positive and negative. Be willing to experience the deeper dimensions of our emotions. Always use a journal. Write your emotions, whatever you're feeling, sit with them. You have to be comfortable with yourself. I recommend people spend at least 15 minutes of your time every day with yourself and a journal. Trust me, this will help you to sort your emotional, that is primary food for soul. That will actually saves you a lot of money we spend on the medicines and the medical bills and the lifestyle diseases we all have these days. So if you can have that comfort within you, you have that comfort. Um, if you're comfortable within self, you can actually saves saves you a lot of time as well. We actually the kind of lifestyle we are living, the kind of choices we are making, this is leading us to a lot of physical health issues as well, and it is taking a lot of it's eating a lot of time of us. If you actually start choosing for yourself, if you actually help you to be more you, that will lead you to a lot of good times. You'll not have the you'll never say, I am feeling low on energy, I want to rest, I want to have a short nap and a power nap. Because our bodies are designed to work with nature. With the sunrise, our body gets active. With the sunset, our body actually rests. If you simply follow that circadian rhythm of nature, trust me, 80% of your physical problems will never come to you. 80%. And if you're physically and emotionally healthy, trust me, you will attract the right kind of people in your life. You're aware, you'll feel that, you have that inner wisdom within that will guide you every now and then. Right? Listen, you are not going in the right direction. You listen to that. But we are living in so much chaos in this fast pacing life, we stopped listening to our inner voice. We're not listening. There is nothing called gut feeling left. You'll hear this from like very few people. My gut is not feeling good about this thing I'm going to do. So why we are why we are not able to listen to that? Because we have disconnected ourselves. We have disconnected ourselves with self. So we're not listening ourselves. We are listening everyone around. And we are not living our life. We are mimicking other people's life. I want to be like someone. That will create a lot of stress in you because you want to be like someone. If you want to be like you, it will never give you stress. If you want to be you, it will never give you any anxiety and stress and fear or insecurity. Because you as an individual is unique and you don't need to be like anyone. So your focus should be on you, be you. It will actually help you to deal with your emotion. First place, emotions will never pop up the way it pops up right now. Because there's no competition, there is no judgment, there is no connection. In order to change anything in life, the first key is come out of judgment. If you say, oh, anger is bad, feeling angry is bad, trust me, you can never deal with your anger because the thing you judge will start controlling you. So first place, if you're feeling angry, just sit with your anger and see why you're feeling angry. What makes you feel angry? What you can do about this? If you can do something, what can that be? See what that emotion wants to teach you. what that emotion wants you to feel right now. So you really need to sit with your emotions. If that emotion is here to teach you, you'll feel comfortable with that emotion in a span of time. And if that emotion is here to actually give you nothing, you'll be normal and you'll be able to let go of that emotion. Most of the time we feel for others, not for ourselves. This is the biggest challenge we face. We're not feeling for ourselves. Today I'm sad because if that thing would happen to that person, how would that feel? That person will feel sad. So we have to feel sad in order to be like others. In order to win the rat race, we have to feel that way. Otherwise, we don't need to feel that. You can take it as your strength. Oh, that challenge is coming in my life. I can improve myself. Oh, I failed today. Oh, that means I have to put in some extra effort. You can take it as a challenge for you. Oh, I'm unable to perform well. Oh, that means I need to put some extra time on myself. So you can take it otherwise. But if you have some competition in mind, if you have something in your mind, that will never lead you to any destination. It will keep you stuck in this particular position, in this particular point of time where you won't be able to do anything because you're judging yourself. Self judgment is not less than any self abuse or any abuse, I would say. If someone abuses you, how would you feel? You'll feel bad for sure. So if you're judging yourself and you want yourself to feel comfortable with your emotion, will that be possible? You have to come out of judgment and actually just make a routine, just 15 minutes a day, sit with your journal, whatever you're feeling, just pen down. Some people say, I can't pen down, someone will read. I recommend one thing: take a paper pen, write everything, and then flush it. This way no one can read. Some people say, we can't flush. Okay, burn it and put that ashes in some plant. Offer your connect with nature. Talk to some, make a plant your friend and just talk to your plant. That way you can share. You don't need someone in your life in order to make you feel empowered and motivated. You have to know yourself, your emotions, why you're feeling, and what you're feeling. You should know that and learn from that. Not work with it, learn from it. Learn from your emotion. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling heartbroken, one reason, the major reason is you're not loving yourself. That is the biggest lesson you have to learn. I have to love myself in order to attract right love in our life. You can never rush into relationships and have success with it until you love yourself. First, you have to love yourself enough so you won't allow any person who is not good for you to enter into your life. But what we do, we just have to fill that vacuum. We allow anyone to enter in our life because we can't deal with our emotions. We can't deal with our loneliness. We allow anyone to enter in our life. We just can't deal with our sadness. We talk to anyone in our life. That will, you'll never sort yourself. That that is the actually you're creating illness in your body because you're just dumping your emotions within. This will lead you to some or the other illness later in your life. Instead of rushing into anything, be with it, learn from it, and grow, right? But what we do is we simply dump it and move on, dump it and move on. This way you're going nowhere, right? So some final musings for now: being a human being alive on planet earth and having emotion is not such an easy task. Like I'm saying, learning to manage and regulate our emotion is a journey. You learn, it takes time. Our emotions takes commitment. It's not a one day game or a one moment game. It takes work. You have to sit with yourself every day. You just can't wait for some emotion to pop up so that you can sit and work with it. You have to have that daily habit to sit with a journal and write your feelings. It will reward you in a big way. This way you can actually grow and evolve as a person. This way you can actually lead a happy and healthy life. If you have the emotional well-being, Trust me, you'll not crave for any junk. You'll not have any binge eating habit. You'll not have any unwanted cravings. Because again, psychologically and physiologically, your body is demanding something. If you're sorted within, trust me, your body will never demand things which are not good for you. You don't need to fight with it. I see people, I have to quit sugar, I have to quit this, and I have to quit that. You don't need to fight with it. Just sort within. The more you sort yourself, trust me, things will get easy for you. In nature, what all grows takes no effort. In nature, in order to grow, you don't need to make any effort. In nature, you grow smoothly. But if in life you are actually having some friction or something, that means there is something to learn. Learn your lessons and just move forward. Grow and evolve as a human being. As emotions make you a human, you just can't deny this fact. You feeling emotions are not bad. Feeling your emotions are the sign you're a human. Feelings, your emotions, your moods makes you human. You can't ignore it. I never say suppress it. I never say repress it. I never say ignore it. I always say face it, learn from it, grow with it. And how you can do is first live with nature, follow the nature's timings. Second, make a habit of writing it. Be a friend with your journal and write everything, whatever you're feeling. Because once you write, it comes into your consciousness. Otherwise, it's hazy, it's cloudy. You're not even sure what you're feeling. Once you pen down, you're clear. Now you're conscious of your thoughts. Now you're conscious of your emotions. Then you can actually analyze what you actually desire in life. And instead of finding it out in others, find it within. This is what I always encourage people to follow yourself, not others. Everyone is here to give you some nuggets of wisdom. Just have that. Learn from it. If it works, keep it. If it's not working for you, leave it. Because every single human being or every single thing you are having in life is teaching you something. Maybe in this today's webinar, you'll have something from me, or some of you get nothing from me. It's totally universal way of actually giving you messages. If something is working, keep it. If it's not working, play with it, see if things will work. Otherwise, just leave it. That is how we should function, because I always believe change is the only constant in life. Yeah, someone is raising hand, I think. You want to ask something?
बेटे किसी ने कुछ पूछना है मैडम से अभी? I think there are some messages in the chat box. Priya?
Sir, we can address them in the last of the session.
अच्छा
Yes, sir.
वो तो कुछ से बात करना है अभी करना है?
Ma'am, you can continue.
Sorry.
Okay. So what I wanted to actually say, you have to learn from your emotional state or your environmental state or your mental state. We should not actually ignore our feelings. We should not ignore our emotions, because everything is actually teaching you something. And change is the only constant in life. If you're not changing, that means you're not living your life. Change is the only constant. Every moment is passing, every second is passing, it will never come back. So you have to live your moment and you have to change yourself. You can't live with your childhood thoughts in this age. So same ways, you can't live with your old thoughts in your future. So you have to change, you have to expand your mindset, you have to embrace, and emotions are here to actually help you embracing yourself. Emotions are here to actually help you to embrace your being, and that is how you will be ready for your future. Can I is there anyone who want to ask anything? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
So I have one question, ma'am. In the era of social media, how can we focus on our emotions, because we are scared of sharing it even with our close ones? Yeah. So again, why we are scared? Why we are scared of sharing with our emotional with our close one? Because We have a lot of fixed point of views that emotions makes you weak, and what all you have heard in your life. Emotions are not that. If you're not able to share it with others, first start sharing it with yourself. This is what I shared. Take a journal, pen down your emotion, start sharing it with yourself. Are you comfortable sharing your emotions? Social media is actually a distraction. I say it a distraction. It's good only for marketing. It's not good for your personal life. And the more you use your social media, it will create a lot of anxiety in you because you're picking up on other people's anxiety. The anxiety is not even yours. Other person is feeling inferior. That's why they're posting just to flaunt. Like, listen, we have something to show. But you don't need that. And their insecurities you're picking up. Because we as a human, as a psychic sponge, this is how our energy fields work. We start picking up on things from others. Social media is full of insecurity. You're picking up all the insecurities, and you feel that is your insecurity, which is not true, right? So what you have to do is you use social media as a social media network only to build a network to improve your business and improve your work quality. That's all. And you should not be scared of sharing anything with your closed ones. Before that, start sharing with yourself. You'll be comfortable and you'll have clarity like what you want to share. Then you'll feel comfortable sharing it with your closed ones. Ma'am, what has inspired you to pen down the book Be Magical You? Again, it's my life journey. Like, I was an introvert. I never used to share anything with anyone. I used to live my life in a corner of my room. So, I one incident that happened, my I lost my dad like 10 years back. That actually was a triggering point for me where I actually found myself. I said, with the more you deal with your emotion, the more you find yourself. This is what I did, and that's how I found myself, and just because of that only, I gave it back to the world. Like they can actually find themselves. So next question is, how did you connected quantum physics with the consciousness of human being? Quantum physics is all energetic world, like how energy works around and how energy and consciousness is all about energy. I I am a curious student of life. I learn from everything around. I learn from nature, I learn from five elements, I learn from everything around. Like I learn from I would say from a phone, my laptop, my social media. I'm learning from everything because I am being aware. This is what I learned in life, and quantum physics tells me this only. That's why I'm so connected with this quantum physics world, quantum field of consciousness and energies. Is there anything else you people want to ask, or any doubts or anything I'm not clear? If you want me to be clear on something, I'll do that.
Ma'am, there was a question in the chat box. So the question is, ma'am, do you agree that emotions are suppressed in the male right from the childhood?
Yeah, I 100% believe in this because in childhood, the conception period of the 0 to 9 months, how your mother felt in her emotions actually creates that foundation for a child. So there are cases I have dealt with where all the emotional baggage is coming from the womb. So there are cases, and we have to. And the more you be aware, trust me, you don't need any therapist for that. You can actually handle that. But you have to have that awareness, and it's a muscle. It will build with time only.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's another question. We can't create in a mess. A certain space is all we need to begin as creation. So, ma'am, can you elaborate this quote from your book?
Oh, okay, yeah. We can't create in a mess. Um, we have to again, in order to create something, you have to. Let me give you one great example. If you want to create a new building, what do you have to do first?
We have to lay the foundation blocks.
No, we have to break the old building because that is the mess one. No, that is the messy stuff. You create a new building with your old stuff?
No, ma'am.
You can't. You have to demolish that. So that is why always tell people you should never be afraid of losing things in your life from your life because The moment you let go of your mess, you'll have more space to create something big. You can't create a new dress with the old fabric or old dress. You have to change something or add something in order to give it a new look. And for that, you have to let go of the attachment we have with our stuff.
Yes, ma'am, true.
Yeah.
So thank you, ma'am, for such a motivational session. I will now invite Dr. Ashwini sir to give the formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Vanyaji. I am Dr. Ashwini. I teach environmental studies in Shivaji College, and I've been asked to present a vote of thanks to you. So please allow me to present a vote of thanks to you. Now, Vanyaji, at the outset, I'd like to congratulate you on delivering an excellent lecture on emotional well-being. It was quite interesting and highly thought-provoking. More importantly, as we all understand the gravity and importance of emotional well-being. Madam, you touched almost all the aspects of emotional well-being. You talked about emotional software, moods, and emotion. You also talked about emotional environment through one. Ma'am, we would like to thank you for making this session a truly learning experience. We would like to express heartfelt thanks to our esteemed principal, Dr. Shivkumar Sehdev, for his enthusiastic support for all such academic events. We express our appreciation for the efforts of Dr. Ruchira Dhingra, who happens to be our program officer of NSS, who has lent her time and commitment to take the NSS to the entirely new level. I'd like to commend the faculty members associated with NSS team who are ever present in organization and guidelines. Above all, I'd like to thank our beloved students, the dedicated student team of NSS for their enthusiastic participation in this event and for their hard work. We hope to organize more such events in the near future. Last but not least, thanks to all our audience for today. We look forward to seeing you in many more events. Thank you so much, Vanyaji, for the excellent. It was really an eye opener for I guess for most of us. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you so
sparing
much,
time
ma'am.
from the schedule.
Thank you for sparing out your valuable time.